governing party to say you cannot bring the money. It will be an order. Okay. But all the same.
But if I want to see back at the point, I mean,
Niami can say the MPP imposed on themselves
the struggle to
win this election. To win the elections because they imposed certain conditions which were difficult to deliver, and their inability to deliver, they were not sober.
They were not sober.
They were not sober. Because you didn't deliver. Say, I bought all the districts in the Upper West region. No one factory. I have mentioned villages. No one village, one dam. I have mentioned that they did not provide the 1 million per constituency. And I'm waiting for the counter that he will bring. Because you said specifically, said the 1 million will be given to the constituency for the peculiar constituency needs. You didn't say you sit down in Accra and do procurement for them. If that were the case, then you should have left that one for the local assembly, local government to handle it. So what you say? So I'm saying that when you put these things across, and then you come and reality confront you, say, "Intimi mbaso." It is time to start to saying that ye can say, by intimi yanina within a certain period. Inti yebeye mienu, yebeye miensa. Na se nyame boa na etimi babu bioma. Yes, yetwaso baby ayejae no. But you gave the impression that you had delivered on all these things. It is not true. Okay. And that certainly affected the people. So there was job losslessness. If you collapse banks, financial institutions, about 547 institutions were collapsed. Yemfano said Bakubia was employing about 50 people. Multiply by 547.
But no, did they collapse it or government rather saved the banks?
Save who?
The banks. The National Bank of Ghana
save
reporter.
By the report we have, how much did they spend in collapsing the banks, and how much was needed to ensure that the banks could come back to their feet?
It is reforming. They didn't collapse the bank.
They collapsed the banks because oval microfinance. Oval microfinance.
I don't know where it is, Mum.
Allowed to interject.
Why do you have to take liberty? Why must you take liberty interjection?
Yeah.
Oh no, but since the host have said that you can interject, UT Bank wahe, Capital Bank wahe.
They were all struggling before MPP.
It doesn't matter whether you are struggling in the United States of America. In the United States of America, were companies not struggling? The government took a deliberate step because say nipa duduana they were in employment, no. The government cannot employ them. And yes, sir. Until ye China say companies nuwa, the unemployment will go high. And every government social responsibility or contract is that you should see that nipa duduano etimianye juma omobaye. So if you cannot do it, the private sector is doing it. Now the private sector no is suffering some problems. It is for you to come and cushion them. And unti in the United States, they call it stimulus packages. And they monitored to ensure, say, Oman Fesika na mamo na mo akotenase. And nipa omode man say mo akotenase, they'll take you on. Say, see, you collapse the banks. If you hear me, you collapse these banks. Mo say abeka say directors, any shareholders and other people, no, omonti and a bank see a collapse. Menueka say you are asking us to pay 5% tax on the banks. On their profit.
Is it okay for the banks? Yes.
Yes, but
to restructure.
Are you not in this country?
Yes, to restructure.
As soon as they put taxes on producers, they transfer the burden of the tax to the consumer. Who are the consumers of the bank? Many. So invariably,
for the problems that
yes,
was okay.
Yes, for the problems that.
But Mona, Ujitum said the banks were collapsed by the owners and the board of those.
So
banks.
if they are collapsed, how is it that up to today we still see the same people running in their humongous buses, their cars, and what have you?
Say evidence. You have to get evidence.
So you didn't have the evidence before you closed the banks?
Going to court is different from. No, but Mona, court to court. And we been at last time make us a Professor Mills and President Rawlings. That's the point of disagreement between the two.
I'm saying that so you went to court. Who said when you went to court, for instance, in the case
the case is in court. So
I think Unibank. They went to court to challenge you.
Yes.
The court even asked you to go back and do your settlement and come back. Went to me. Martin said now they have petitioned Parliament.
Yes.
Because they disagree
They have a right to disagree, but
and so if you don't have the things, why do you collapse them?
Okay.
And that is why the court will hold that once the EC has declared you president, we cannot say you are not president, so you continue to be president before we make a ruling. But you collapse the bank before you can go and determine whether they are wrong or they are right.
Okay, I get your point that there was no ruling, any court ruling before.
You just got up and collapse them.
Okay, but me person use the word collapse. The banks are not collapsed.
They killed them.
No, nobody killed them by their own minimum capital.
Why minimum capital? Why necessity? So why do you impose these? Most of the banks now who collapse here, are indigenous banks. Ghana for the
that doesn't matter. There are rules and regulations.
Ghana for banks. Any government must be sensitive to your own local businesses.
Okay.
And find a ground say you can support them to grow. When you come and put stringent and restrictive measures that your businesses cannot grow, and now media news and the MD for Societe General, Onuna Obeka said the financial sector cleanup is healthy for the banking industry. Societe General, a banker. And you are social security bank.
By a private public partnership. Social security
that BCC is gone totally to them because they don't use the SSB again. They just use SG.
Oh, okay.
You seen their thing. Okay. They have totally taken their bank. So it's a French bank.
Okay.
They are in our country telling us that financial sector cleanup is healthy. It's healthy for whose benefit?
Okay.
For the people of France or the government of France?
Okay, Bernard, because you have raised a point about MPs no lose is because of MPP form failure to perform and deliver. You have raised an issue say pomposity ISM poor performance of our buy now say a costly defeat. That's the major point that you're making. Honorable. But you question I know about say constituency one now also what you say one day one anyway.
I know how busa questions and I say una busa.
I think that to be fair to you, because you are here,
I'm actually his constituent.
If you want to respond to that before the actual
when didn't this your constituent?
Abambia. Oh say una tia kunya so. They can say incumbent. Sebi. And you be and a better was you are why or two abama or cotton or crown. The beauty, no cotton or ye.
On Pewasem.
Enna, a buying so old bar. And near ma, why yen she say, a big brim has say, one time information put and fat a buying when she say, and son wako. Into one why she has a bit pass in May. Oba be drop by no moon. None ye may be about 20. That was so to me yet. Ejuma, so gobi. As Ejuma non so. It midi, or ye need a how a brain crowford. Now, incumbent way. Or bar to me 1 million votes a cheap. Second time near banner. Yes, I queen your mamma 500,000. Sir, 500,000, you know. 51.3%. And look, cry a record.
And no, 2020 election.
Sign a record 2020.
How was it a record?
Now, Mills send what buy in 40,000. In 40,000. One bar 50 plus Bibi Kakra. We second term 51.3. And yes, I'm Kitwa. You could afford the other 53 and neighbor. So, indeed, incumbent dear. Sebi. Wo beto nyeme bi na se wan kan science su no wanya adwuma no enso ani e na wo ye nso a se de tie bia e be kan bi enka bi nti e be yi no baako kakra se de oye na mamenti Supreme Court de no enfri
okay
e je se ofiti Supreme Court wa se twa abatuo mu na mani nye ho na Supreme Court atwe do ba to so twam na koto no foforo e wo so di adanse eko 2013 MPP for the dance ye koi signature ni ho over voting num ni nyina ene e ka say ye ntwa 4 million votes Supreme Court no ampene no mse ye nkoye we boba court ma amfa bibia ama no aze boba e say asem ama me tu na num tuo kae no bubu nkonta ne di gina de o kan ne so a nsisi so nti modie yentwa declaration me ensa anko second round ya ka chem se ade na ma me na ka no yemfom so waje tum se yemfom so na no na efom ye fze de wo se nko na ni hwe so no wo ka no ena na ni pa de ko hwe ba bi fofo nkonta na nkasa de ubu a esisi so pepepe mo ampene na mutabiri ko Supreme Court mo ko do Supreme Court am se chingina age se ma me no na mo de mu ne hwe de ba na we Supreme Court bi agina so atwa election mu se yenkotoro fofo mo ko hye yadaji kwa emfaso bia ni sa Supreme Court no mko ye no so yadaji hye kwa
unyini so ebeboa even so ma we ni kra ebeboa in developing the law
say emra ne de ye ko ye tete new terms legal terms ye tete bia ebinom so num ti a wo manya biscuit enti ni hanu si so enti court de bibia abeko bia bisa abam na mum no eni se uma oman no adaje ayem hihie eni ade afise ya man kankro abato eto
ababi mo anye the same thing na mo so mo ye 2013
no na make am ye de bibi koy anye kura na yesi court nti ye di more than 11,000 pink sheets na koy
11,000 pink sheets
yes
na say we nti and this amfa pink sheet mo so mo the pink sheet buy
graphic kura anko graphic kura ba fa bia
oh no baba jama ba show examples of pink sheets on the koy
that way you the buy that way
I'm saying you tender in evidence
11 pink sheets ya sebu 11 pink sheets di entwa aba nipa bro 12 million akoto dum 11 pink sheets what you say we penyin sembra anya ni biribi no omde koy omko say ya daje kwa nti Supreme Court ni de so bi ka say ye ni nkuni na Supreme Court so amwa am ye hu si ani nkuni mu na on sheda pa no person ti asem na ni eyira evise court de wakwa wie nsem om kai ni na obi etimi kohwem da hope fe de court so court ho no ni nyina go nkrata so so nti court nya to na num tuo wie obi etimi ko ekoka ho asem se mini be bia ni ho amate se court asem we o kan yi obi akoka se be court no edi adanse kurumu na se bibi ko so se nke ko bebi na ahanko yi the court ne yemfa to nchi ene de
yemra mo performance so
yemra e feel sem na kasa ya ka se be ye niema bi amagan enfie nai ye be bae sa enfie nai niema ye betoye na ye ni akukudura kienti me yehwe
there be onye enye no kra yemfa first and foremost promises na mo share bo mo manifesto you na munim conditions e wo Ghana dada before a mobile power it's based on condition na mo share bo no it's 1D 1F one village one dam these are clear boshe
enukre
am the signing social contract between ya to abana okay
enukre nti ya ba ye no yanja ye boshe na nto hokra ena de ye beto ye no nso ya manansi ye kwan
okay
ye to share so ye ho adwuma nti ye ni mienu no efam ho koy na emom no ye wie ni na
to waja tum se mo anwie adwuma
na bede no watumi ayi ni it is one district one fat ye ka se be one district one fat ye bo ho aye deye nti obi ka se ye ka se mfie na ye be ye fatiri wo ba bia na chese
ba ono bo sa na mo kan yo man ka say muntumi wie in 4 years the assumption with the
one district one factory you dem fancy free SHS ya buy na ye no afina e buy ni muna na ye free SHS ebinum ka say basa na e beto enti ni senke free SHS na san ki entwen na last year ye kwa na nki aye nti ba ni say ye ne last year na nka be boy so bo se ya oh, they make sure. If you're not no dear, ubetimi ayiri wo ho aye adwuma kwa animu. Adwuma ni bi wo ho kura no enye boshe na wo se wo ye.
Oh, sa na enye boshe.
Na financial sector crisis ye she boss ye be ye financial sector crisis ye beto ye. Adwuma kase na proye kankan ye wo banks mu na agu free 2014.
Na banks na gu.
Free 2014 wo ko bank wo ko yi usika ye si twere letter bra. UT Bank, the capital bank, the secret tabra, Cobra.
I remember saying be more struggle.
Me see, Uka Wunya Usika. They will toss you back and forth. Obuko Jumakre in Jomoka. savings and loans na bebre ato mo punu
ne bebre ato mo punu
savings and loans bebre wo ho a wo hwehwe o ma wonya na bi kura no chese agu kura noble dreams ni ade na bebre oti ase enti na enye se bia adwuma no koso ena obi ba na so adwuma koso na pon
okay
enti na NDC fo nim se banks nkuno bi de ne nyina so enya kura
na NDC fo ya we
omni ba ana we bank no mudi hu nkita ho se sa banks no ma nye hu bibia sa omu program no no mo ye omsa de ko share IMF
okay
na nya de obeja ho akọ
IMF o kan sa se no
omu ni omu kasai pa so if se wan sie banks na sikasem adwuma bia sikasem ne we de sikasem na engine wayo car na ebetu na engine wayo ni ma entu adwuma bia sika emfamu a mo ya mutie sika emfamu a mo de tototo sanitizer si studio ni ade ho na betimi aba bibia na o sika we na wo sika nyina so ehihim aban na nkasa de katwitwiri dia wontua na o financial sector so ejigu na ebeden wa yi ukọ ayi adum so mini o afise ho so wonya sika nto fuel o sinsan contract akese eji capacity contract chobo na wani abre ho nti
wana eji chobo
contract akese o de ye no to nchia
o kire bibi se anu na omo ye wadwuma mu so ma sign contract kase nti o kire
economy na wo ho no ankasa
o kire bibi
na ejija
learn from it
ejija kura yan hye bose ye bejija economy no ana se niam bi omu ana se de na pro na kwadura chire no yan fi ani anto so se ebasa enso ye baaye no ye kan sisi so ni nim se wo se ye adwuma pa e ma Ghana fo nti no na wo se ye san e praprase nyina ni ye se gu concrete foforo ye ne wo ho no awi na achine no ne wo se yi ni nyina gu nchen ni gu concrete foforo ansa ne yetimi apagya ye yankasa ye bohye no asisi so enti anya akwadworo kura ye bae no a ne ye hya asiesie e ka no se be ya enkoba se entimi ntua restructuring public debt o ho na wo se restructuring se ne sika wo ho entimi ntua 122 no na wo se restructuring immediately
no na mo ye restructuring na akodu 291 no
Ora, ya juma. Ye ni sa akoso so ya juma. Ye tia ho aka mo de na mo ntimi ntua.
Okay.
Na abeye bosom. Mo ye ho hwie nye yie. Enye ne dodo na kire se ye na emom se be ya obetimi atua.
Okay.
O ti ase.
Okay.
O se bobosia na ntimi ntua obi ama bobosia. Ye timi gi sa bosia no. Ye de ye adwuma pa no. Eboa FCC ye se tua ye ka. Mo de na mo ntimi ntua. Na ye twitwire mo bo. Mo nya sika entua. Energy sector eninti na kanea yentimi nso nya ye adwuma enwuma egu bodwa fo nwuma ese fridge fo ton ice water ni fish
ni ase omo ka say West Africa gas pipeline no egu endo omo ka say omo si omo ndeka na West Africa gas pipeline no
om kan ya ka say mobile phone kura twi na moti ya ni ade kira omo se mo ka moti ya gira ba no bi e kan fam inti na wo se isi ya nkase de betu ye no amene ye nti yenye ye bohye ni bi se ya kwadwura nkasa ne nkebeka ya nkasa ye bae no na anibere so ye hwe deti ne ye to share financial sector crisis. The financial sector crisis na make if 2014 no munim se enkoyi banks be bre ayemre ebi agukura ache se omsi kasem omom go banks so mo ho.
And only the problem, and you other people have said, so Munim say, and Crawford a year bonnie said, okay, say from 2014, Crana Banks may be a good. Uncle for baby, according to Bank of Ghana and Nakasa report, Quanya more fast from the corporate governance cry here, Jumakrane, how or more boom so. I don't know more fan among court. Now, Monko is can now buying on Mumwasa Swasa Cano. Now, would the cannon barber to Yenia, Yanka, or could tell Winnie Moko, Yanka. I don't have any ever. Ya ba be chin ehuni munsuo because me ko na tram ye
how am gidi say emra ne be ko
okay
afi say how kesi
nti ade na moji 11 no
na neba me yen hwe ho ansa wa ko kikan se mpia fa banking sector crisis na ozi ye tenetene no
me ba ho bi wa
adwuma
me ba bi
ye mpia oka wo so ye bank obi be gini sika unya bi ma no na yen yaba na yɛafrɛ bi consolidation yɛaka ne nyinaa bom sɛ bɛyɛ a ɔmo ase ɛbɛsɛn agyina na ɛbaa saa no nipa bro 4.5 million na nko mu sika ɛhye ansa ne yɛbɛyɛ saa ka bidum sika ahye o a ɔmo deɛ yɛantinka ɛwɔ NDC pɛs na bebree sika ahye a yɛantinka na wei ne yɛbɛyɛ bɛhu sɛ sɛ yɛanhwɛ ne yɛ ankrofo sika ɛbɛhye nti na wɔsi yɛyɛ na ne tuatua ankrofo sika ma ɔmo na mmom ne yɛyɛ saa no ebinom adwuma bɛyɛ dɛn ɛbɛbɔ ɔmo na wɔn mo adwuma bɔ ɔmo compared to wɔn mo a wɔn sika ɛhye a yɛgye wɔn mo no na wɔsi yɛgye wɔn mo sika bɛhye no mom na anim hɔ no kakra no adwuma ɛbɔ wɔn so nti wo hwɛ sɛ nipa bɛyɛ 8,000 adwuma ɛbɔ wɔn na wo save 4.5 million for esika ama wɔn no na anim hɔ no a 4.5 million no ɛfa so wɔ so na ɛfisɛ wɔn adwuma abɔ wɔn no deɛ system ne nsan ɛnyini no a ebi deɛ mu nsan yɛ den no wɔn bɛsa aba adwuma no so ate ase nti hɔ no we have to make that difficult choice sɛ yɛntumi mma saa nkurɔfoɔ esika edge na sika
so ɛnyɛ sɛ mu gu banks na yɛ consolidation saa na wofrɛ no
yɛ consolidation sɛ na yɛ ahodoɔ deɛ di kan youth
ɔno sɛ mu collapse banks no
yɛ mmienu a
capital no unique bank deɛ no
commercial bank take over ɛyi bank yɛ na mempɛ sɛ mɛbobɔbɔ din na ɔhu sɛ ɛyɛ sika deɛ so nti first two no commercial bank take over ɛna the consolidate
engu say no mo take over na o kan
betima ka say collapse petition parliament
they did agu tiase awu otiase no awu enipa ba ko bomu bosia
ba ono mo kai say ebi mu ka say ye ma o mo time a enka minimum capital requirement eno ane say ko be this capital
o ma san tam 8 billion anu agu system no ma anko yie say sika ni nyina san ho no mu omo time baby no matena ho fi 2014 afikyire no a omo ntimi nye omo san tam sika 8 billion say nwunu gu mu ankosi hwe eno so san nane ko mu kwa oti ase ti die time bi na nipa no a na omo nya yi no a na omo san te ho na omo san tam sika mo na nya dia koyi
until 11 no for say justified they say 5% na mo dey abeto banks so no profit after tax
they say no sa budget we are ye I said no boy. Yenyini. If you are Ghana, yenyini.
64.
You drew say, your boy when you pay your economy. The economy no baby, economy, koyedia. Na yenti ni who say, yenti mi, enyina bosia so afibo. Ghana, bit me a na bosia afibo no dear. Na I say, who see bipo bi wo wanim. So wo kona bipo bi wo si bipo e wo wanim na ye gidi se eduru se kakra ye nyina no etu yen se chi kakra na ye boa e say 5% nya dia e permanent
na say no dia
2024 ye be lift taxes na ba nya nye bia ni ho a e permanent because every bia taxes e fiscal policy so ati ase aban hwe se afiwe me ye we me miam ha kakra me yiwe kakra firi ho me ese ya ebekọ yie afefoforo na eba no so me new strategy a me hu ba bia maduru a me san aye nhyehyeye so ate ase nti se ne de ye duru no ene se ye boye na yate ye ho afiri
ba mo anka nche sa o mo say that's the issue ankofo bebre ne ede so bo aben say mo anka say e ba bebo bi
ebo campaign mu ana
so mo
campaign ye kire mu se niam ye be ye niam nso na wo ma me nka de ye one day mami nkasa afia mami nkasa afi se eni ma ka se be me kire mu se ye betu niam bi na o si yi sa niam na free ho
ansa na wa ye okay
ya out ya se
okay my 2 point na se
nti dum so na ye free ho a bibia ni ho ya ebe boaye
factory no kwa muntu mi nsi ma munya kania
enti me nyahwe enti na wo si yi dum so no efiri ho so enti
kania se what say mama
so fe so ati ase enso saafi no ano ye ka se bo hye kese ba kwa ya no die obi ani da so PSHS endi akoye se da Ghana ma yina kuma so ya kase ayen temdo ya kase skemi ho September no
na mo ye na se free SHS wo kra na mo koye double track
ye ma nkola no ko school why say be obi abenya biako why ba na ntre fie why ba na ntre
na se nkofo ka se ka mo ntomo bo na mo ho suma kwankora mo ye free SHS no any se na ya bedu economy ya free SHS na for ye sika nyina ma say ye mo the tax abeto petrol so
free SHS
ye free SHS
sika ka ana bibi abeda ho adwuma na ye ni nyina no de kase ena ka no so bi o exchange rate losses kakra ena
na no last week Dr. Edusa ko de be kan 61 billion
the economists no mo sane mo busian kasa ya bo no enru sa Canada ho no ti na busian bo na enye no if say ye bibre mu etie ye exchange rate differentials near the timi ma wo busian ni pagya no ne ayi no ha adwen ka nti ayi nemom no ye ka se ye no ye 1D 1F see am make say 79 factories ye adwuma
79
ai ye
ewa he
metis do me babu bon
me ekui pe na minim
met me afford
ekui pe na minim
met me afford the list na bro why
okay
79 ye adwuma
se ye adwuma pa
79 bia ye adwuma so and over 200 and so almost ready different stages omo nyina ben se ombe ye adwuma
pasa o consensus o ma anye bi mu ye bi o
baby wo ho a omo boa existing
okay
industry
okay
okay your constituency me no constituency no there no mo ye
afia ye ka say one district one factory and you say chinchinia district no poti eye endowment wo
entiase endowment say
obeko secret mass ebro wo
okay
ebe fam adwira nyina ebro enti okosi factory wo abeyama buru a unhia se obesi bi secret mass no si bi adwira
okay
otiase obetimi esi bi wo adwira na asevu eho ne nyina.
Yeah, but it has to be one district because that is the term I'm to so say one district say including in our one district are fine but say the monarchy say I upper west ba ko kra anyway any wa denta ho say ba ko kra anyway
bibi to say one village one dam say enye feasible say obeye dam wo ekura bia
okay
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 oh na me che
what
politics
enye feasible
village bia no akoye dam it's not feasible
okay
but
okay
a cluster of villages can share
a dam okay
but who can say one village one dam
this one is a new
cluster
creation
of villages is sharing a dam ona say minister naka
okay
minister naka when minister naka
me mom dey why be maintain that
baby wo ho a be villages be miensa they try to place a dam baby also a dam bi wo ho dada no mo hwe so mbetimi expand ya na baby bisa o ti ase as a village no a serve sadam na serve catchment area bi dada o ti ase enye wanwa according to ministry in statistics no over 400 of these dams were delivered in the north
400
me at the last count I'm saying 570 was the target. What you say?
The controversy about say dag out what to form keke ne insuato and aboa no ana say a dam and kasa properly so called.
That's the question. The minister has been asked that question. Dam ne dey. Say we go see bibi kuntanya na. That was never the object.
Okay.
That was never the object. Dag out, how big is a dag out?
Okay.
Wheelbarrow ma. And I say tetrete. So you go there, you will see them.
They are dam and kasa.
Yeah, they are there.
Okay.
Dam ni dey in dam and kasa. Ni asebdo. They na wa bi ni dam say akosombo dam.
There be nya akosombo dam per se, ba won say ko no for ya mo dam ho no ma. Omo de irrigation. Ya two baby kakaka ho no mo ye omo dam.
Yewo tono say you rehabilitate 2,000 acres. And it's a huge dam. It's a major investment. It's not a tono type of dam.
Okay.
See I can say Pualugu
ebi a tomato no
tomato wono when you say yakokati so that see engineers are on site or site preparations the single largest investment in the
dam
north, over $900 million
and I'm the bear dam no
yes
okay
ebema electricity hydro insu electricity
oh ebe hydro and san ye yi
ebema 60 ama solar 50
okay
as a combined value of 110 and sana ama 25,000 irrigation acres.
Okay.
It's a huge project.
Okay.
Bet me abwa no for nyina. And no kra na bebro one village one dam concept no so kra. Bibli. What you say? So the desire to deliver effective yes I one district one warehouse. Amika say our aim is to provide 80,000 ton warehouse space to store produce. Yakoye nimpa. Yakoye nimpa. Ye kanema ye friend of flagship programs. Budget ni this budget ye twaso. Na memra 1 million per constituency. 1 million per constituency. You can see bema 1 million per constituency. You can see bottom 1 million cedis, $1 million. Akoshe constituency nensa. That is always a misconception. 1 million per constituency.
Muka say mo de bema constituency no.
The chire mu ne say. The person sachira Capex kakra. The Capex bibia no ye free. The top near decided the constituency no. Then we invest. But this time we wanted to decentralize Capex kakra. Inti ye pesi hunu ye constituency the be. Constituency nankasa be selecting the infrastructure programs up to the tune of 1 million.
Na motua.
Near tia. But nyisika tam akoma wo.
Moyeye.
First year no. When the Ministry of Special Development Initiatives was set up, no who said process. Ye here intervention to manage the process. So the decision was to establish the 3 development authorities. The
Northern Development, Middle Belt, and
I know a process kaka. In the interim no ministry no and the take charge a year be global one decentralizing to a year or deliver on water facilities, sanitation facilities, including toilets, ambulances. No,
Honorable Mementiasity, we already have a district structure, Dada, and most of the constituencies are embedded in districts, any municipalities. Ibu Iris will be a district, be one man, be a constituencies, me and a womb. So they are easily identifiable.
40 minutes.
They are easily identifiable.
It was not a problem of identification.
In the other Namodico ministry, no share until the authorities are set up.
The practicality of working, we needed a structure. I bet me any districts na ayejuma.
Na mo ya crash for amako tenase aye boshe e wo constitution mo anwene structure e de actualize more promise.
You have control of the state. You improve and expand the state.
But you didn't have this. This was an innovation. Na mo nya bi da.
Ye ba ye me pacho. Ye ba ye. Okay, say President Kufuor establish a ministry for the
PSI
beautification.
Yeah, modernization of the capital.
Obi fufuro ba wa amfa eno anye yi.
They become modernization.
Oh. Also what happen? Also what kind of fast wa. Onim said the office wa state. What you say? President Kufuor established PSI. Ebesi ne obi PSI na ya anye na amwaye. Wem so ba o ma anye. O ma nto aso. What you say? So ayensu starch.
Yeah.
A free PSI no. Om she chira onim faso a omye free. So what?
Yeah, here's a company near Juma.
Omnim faso omye free. Imagine see a twa here twice would be many idea they be crank a galamsey at the many yen because he said ye so what yes I mean
but honorable back to where you know
the structure of
1 million
we needed to do over twa into mean tam 1 million
the man to yes
the ministry managed a global set of initiatives for the entire country pending the establishment of the development.
Are you aware, sir, constituency be 1 million nana? Because say the monachi, Mwankasa say every year be 1 million. It's by the end of more term, no nanka 4 million. And I call constituency. Me constituency am tie me papa constituency near me more constituency be say 4. E won na me shada hu sa 1 million bi o.
Ministry.
Me hu project ho.
Bria establish a ministry no. Ministry no. Toilets and sanitation facilities across board. And our water systems.
The 1 million for toilet.
That ministry no esa procure ambulances.
Okay.
Emma Ghana nina 307 ambulance brand new.
And no ka 1 million no.
Ambulance. Me pacho me nyesika kunta na.
Okay.
the ministry or the ministry
yeah okay
Enna ministry ne san a pilot to development authorities through parliament. Say development authorities will come and take over that work. No, you decide to say you pay 1 million per constituency. Now the development authorities are in place. Now as at this,
if you have money calculator,
development authorities are in place. Omo so no, they be develop project from the grassroots up.
Okay.
Okay. It's your home country. All the accounting will be in the budget.
Okay, but honorable, me perceive a movie on here called governance and other issues. For instance, domain level issue because we are director of communication for the party. But honorable, but you is our question where or say mo poor performance. Do ma manye ni yenti. And a ma mo MPs over 6.
Me na master the questions are manual. No,
I think that to be fair to you, honorable, I think to be fair to you because we represent the party.
Me met na has me be DC one.
No, any dental
the party, ye di nkuguo, ye to ababia wi party no, eti abadwafo.
Okay.
Emo mo na. Safi ya safa.
Ene dano.
Aye.
Oh, okay.
Senior minister,
okay.
Former senior minister. Onim de o party mo ba. Abempa. Ena abadwafo a yati omo.
Omo se wa den.
Omo hwehwe mu. Enti omo no hwehwe mu no omo hwia. Omo de ba to party.
Okay, to show the reason why I'm MP still okay.
Yes.
Okay, as a postmortem bisa no.
Aye. Edi nkurim so ye hwehwem. So,
the enti am vote so tey no.
Bi na bibia wo bia no. Za bedwafo no beba.
Okay.
Efi say amanyo sem de. Hwe, even cabas I dey bo anko. But more than any crowfoot to me, that crowfoot cabas no mo ba mo ntua. To mo koto abenti ai. Obi wo ha no oji say sika bia. Say obi ahye de bose o mani ntua nti. No akoto abenti ai de odi sika no dum.
Sa.
Oti ase. Enti nipa no abato.
Da ben na meka sa.
E wo say.
Da ben na me meka sa. Me ne nkor for be.
You no ye demonstration mo.
Why mo?
No ye demonstration man go for.
Da bi. Me ye demonstration e ma o my Ghana. Say Akufo-Addo no di eni mansa na obadane.
Demonstration bill one am the command.
Akufo-Addo.
It's on when you mo poor performance and onya sure say there's a relationship there. Say any mo na nkwa na account. Other experts me crampo matena ha no maka say mo performance ene musuban ha mo na crab ben she o se pomposity ni ade. Me matena no maka say MPP do baby na adwe ne ayesem kakra ba grassroots mo ne o mo
say time here o dia man say on respond dia oyi niam baby anu yi obema me the same time
as the same thing.
Performance
because me targeting no why 45 minutes.
And now 45 minutes.
Timekeeper.
They see 45 minutes.
No, I'm keeping the time.
What you want to
my time over me show 45 minutes. Unkwa wakasi. Why 45 minutes?
What for your performance any way amunyae?
It's relative. Obia ni nani swadi hunu a owojidi say onya ne chefa ana wanya. Enya nyumre meka se 2016 Ghana for a omdo omho share about no. Enya se ketwa
2016.
Aye.
Okay.
E ba be say 2012 2013 edom etna TV ho etna radio ho etie election petition bosume nwotwe ehwe nipa ni nyina nim etie nipa no ehwe court no nsem om kan ma nipa ni pi enya asua ho bi se abato no so open yi a so do ho hyem polling station 2016 no edom ne pi di tu ho ache omo amupe
abetoy
ye ni to no nko a wo mo gina ho twintwan wo mo no beye chese enema ye kan ne court say bo ho ban wo polling station ni ade da bi wo ho no mo a yesi the kind no ye be share gloves rules ni bi 2016 say the kind no so mo share gloves say be mo fa ink
enko kan ho okay
meaning polling station bia electoral commission officers by na gloves nka omniema no ade asan ye be kan ade obi tu car ekoto gloves
and the
pharmacy buy ebre o mo ansan no mo pini am o makan people were not enthusiastic baby o why say emfa result no mfam wall no
yeah you mo post
no mu nya wo papa bi fam wo mo se o mo afam a wo mo
okay
people got involved
but the same thing didn't happen in 2020
na nkunimdie ni bae no obi o no de ne ho hye mu bia na ni da so le say
obenya bibi
se nye sikapo a ba chiche na emom no na adwuma mu bepeja we be yesei nti se sana ni da so no anase ekochim tia no kura kakra bi pe asem ato nti obi o no oye adwuma wo bank a egu a yentu ya nka boso minsia na wode ne ho kakra be hyem se wodo ekuo no nti oye ama ayeye no bebutu polling station honum na ade akyin ya ebe pie na ne bank no apratete a wo se ye consolidate enso ni pa fa omo adwuma no mo so ate de wo ka omo mkotena fie no okotena fie na nani abre
okay
aban a me mako gina police station e de na ba to me mu no oba e mo adwuma ya den abon o wo le meche no obi kura wo ho a o kan taxi
covid baye
ride boat num ne ade baye taxi adwuma no akofom obo aban so boat for ne ade no na muntua
external factors amumu ni ho control ene ma mo vote no
just don't have control structural changes in the economy from development near that you just don't have control
okay
what you say
okay
na eno na be ye ayi fa galamse said yi na yesunko for akuse saade we de yansia no any media traditional authorities na nado etu ni na si so say ade we die said ye tibia ebesis
ya se na mo share chire gura
enya adwuma ketwa
ya se na mo share chire tu
afia yes
enya ya se mo afri mo amu fie o
yes
mo amu MPP mu
enya nipa ni nyina na omiete ni mensa ba ko mienu bi die ombepi obi kura ho a ode udin be kwa akoye
okay
ye ni nam ho nkrofo mfa ye din ni nam internet nyigi ne mada nda bia efrem ye se ode udin nam ha o Facebook ye de gigi skase obema employment ni ade yam de ye da kom ne ho hia nkitinkiti bi wo ho a nkrofo timi de ayi ne meche nti enya frenchim sa na mum no ye ko ho se ye siesie community mining any ade no eduru ba bi no na edom no mdo ho ahye sa ade no mu gidi se omu titru pa na afi omu ho meti afi se bonisi change management changing the practices back to legal ni ade na kafe
okay
bebre nti omu sei no bebre tuti aye
okay
bebre tuti aye afi se womu ton aduane womu ton fuel womu kese enyuma kitinkiti pi womu high dan o ba bi etu ade no womu nyina ehu akodim ai enye womu wura fom kotu no nko awo
okay omo adwuma e ben ho no
ai choba oye adwuma galamse ye di afede ye gia galamse tu choba na gu choba na gu ya
enti galamse ni ye the one of the biggest year man vote so te okay
yes
okay
I don't know womu doso na indirect jobs e ka ho no so doso enti womu hu womu anim no a womu anya abotira me CCFC ye ho ye be CCFC
okay
that be a president say ye beto agudie na ye mpanyimfo tu so ya sa ansei
okay
nya wo na ebegu sa adwuma no na emum no kwan ye befa so a enne asase na esei ni nsuo na esei no ye besi eno ano na yetimi etu ya ade te se na tetimi yetu no na nsuo no na nne ye bewie na fish nyina awu ye bewie ni enya nsuo no ye beka akokra nsuo afedi ye di dollar no ho aye na no a ye di kra toothpick ye sa di bia akokra nsuo de na asem atoye so ati ase nti o siesie bibi no na bibi so ye den nti nyina ka ho bi na so ya de wo se ye
okay but me I like the point are now raising it says say what team to say the NDC take Kotibotwe team no mo so mate osafoma team a omo call round to investigate yeah ma every election year
bia see di kunim see di nkugo ye na Kotibotwe report there just hope to have that but then what's up same wo mu no nyanchem
no but perhaps honorable Kotibotwe report so homework na NDC for year ya AFIA ka den ko mutumo e ka kitu e bi se nko mutumo Komu tumu. Because but report no nsem okati NDC for no. Homework kakra omokoye bi ni the People's Manifesto here omoye nyina. You see the Kosibotwe report some of the suggestions no. But here Benard Mona remember Yera honorable so ba.
Mam year of roses so akọ Benard Mona.
Yeah, one kind of rose asemu.
And on na asem no e dey betra. Benard Mona asem dey betra dey say o come am.
Anya Benard Mona asem.
Efia. Ona ochiro points no ma no. Ona ochiro points no ma no. Make us wie na ono wa akọchiro ni thesis a. O afi na all kind niamaka ena o chire mu enye
o se enya de wo aka
Gabi make us wie no make us won say of pen any of no 3
o se eni open
note 3 no fine no chiro
ye eni open comment
4 years no
yes
ubisa me say ubisa no first ono na ubisa no first
me human angle na afia
ena o de ba me ho me so me kasa me die wi a then you have decided to come and respond
entry insem na
o se enya wo no
o de kasa wie na me nchire mo say me ba ho me ba ho biom
year of rose
I always said for you to answer
year of rose there ho ko obeko paso be show
afia dey
rose
ka se ye ni nyina awie
okay
ye bi pa den ka se ye ni nyina awie se ye ka se interchange ko so kura wo Ghana nya sempe
de
interchange
mo ba ye major rose be na mai
tamale
munye yo
na say yeah
ko so amoye munye okay
is it at an advanced stage so na me che no ya ko so a ye be wie
okay
railways ya peje mu
e bona bo pacho de bo ne ba ko ma ko si tamale interchange e na de PTC ne he
takrade
oh okay
na POKUAA see expanding
POKUAA de me
obechebi
at the end this for so na koji scan buy no
oh there me see a league table una koji buy no wa anya ni e mun trefi na mun jiska ya beye a league table ana
okay nti tamale PTC takrade POKUAA obechebi e na de he because mama so ye rose akesi o mama ye 37 cost painters Palace Mall Road mama ye circle Dubai o mama ye first tete kwashi run about expansion ya we copy motorway isu o my bad bypass ba kwa fasa trasako kasa trasako ho no nyina se mama na ye yo
year of roads ye wo mu second year ye adwuma no koye nim
first one na mpese e bu akonta kra no
Ghana for any so adwuma ye no first 4 years enu nti o masa atwa ye so say yanko ye nim another 4 years enu na wo kase ebia adwuma na anso ani enu nti na eso tie ye ni nkuguo eso na tie nti o maboye koko na ma kire mu se adwuma no wo siesie baabi no na baabi nso ehye nti se de tie bia no wo tie akonwa no mu no die obi wo hɔ a ne se befem nti sa nipa ne se fem a na wo mpa ebo ne se dodo no mom ayese trotro ebi si na bi ifo nti obi a ne se befem no obesi fom no obi fufuro nso ananka ompe wasem kura no ebeba
okay
obi a no ni ani daso se ne ba be ko school da no ompe wasem ene ne mamienu miensa ye start free SHS mfie nai ne mamienu miensa akohyem ebi nsi da ono no da bia ni kotodwa ani mu bo mpa ye se nanado aban ebetra
okay
na ne ho ato no
okay
so
enti yan conclude a year of rose they mo deliver more than anybody and it's the second year mo dey to asombo asasa na okay you're Benard Mona yan me na mpese uze mpese ko good governance so ba me pe quick response asa ye move akos good
me ho say minua wa brepa na em say na opese onyi near be asia.
Or say anya wo no respond
at the end of the day no he ended up agreeing with me. Say ono anka say eti her and oka say they did not do as expected. But usual of them they no yeah instead of admitting say ni akaye but yentimi anye no he started to want to defend say omo yes and at the end of the day he agreed that nipa bebre
one can say or see na
nipa no me can say assume that 547 financial institutions now more closely down. Assuming say each one of them had 50 employees.
it's not possible that each one of some of the micro friends saying.
But they have banks simple they had more than 50. Honorable why be banks in the royal no
say papa no in the sense of averages
550 microfinance for companies saying that they were 50 employees.
May say banks and financial institutions.
Okay. The banks will have.
What is your problem?
Because the banks were large and they were few.
Why? What is your problem that I cannot learn?
Because you are going to make figures that are not feasible.
Why? I am making my analysis.
Because it's a
Adena all kasano na mintiti no. Mintiti me jam me my quite free. I could if I disagreed with you, I only laughed. But your level of aggression is unbelievable, and you know that aggression can never stop me in my pursuit. So just sit down quietly and watch me as I speak for you to admire. That's all. What you say? If you take average, you don't know ankasa say nipa omwetimi akogina ama omo party. Na afedia by your own actions. Sa nipa na omuko gina ama omuko to gloves ni nuama ebebo amono. You have made them to lose jobs.
There will say omo ye baby ye no na baby so say.
I mentioned niema me mention na ono ankasa wabeji atum say it harmed them. Just admit that yes, some things harmed you. Minua AFIA papa oye my former MP and I can tell you maybe my cousin ono ye MPP ni onim no ade bia ye ku ono na ode me ba ha time na ye be ye lakeside kwan no onu say na absay
ye lakeside de nenye
omodi overnight omodi eyi eba be hye no me ka kire me nua no in tradition they say oye me nua we don't have cousins, that's my brother. Me kano oni the personal assistant to Mustafa Yusuf at National Jamal Suti ho, and they said why they didn't want to do it cautious akwan no
I say
and just last year and many no they say cause year for her and I say bro, have you seen how we have wasted our money? That is the year of roads in less than a year. You have done roads that have gone bad than they were. Into which roads are you talking about?
But they were bobone.
Which roads?
Tamale interchange. So call north you were
only north.
Yeah.
North way.
Was it Tamale?
Tamale north.
Tamale de se me was it Tamale?
That you would say me call north. Only baby am me me I have gone to Sankana. You are saying that Tamale Sankana. So for playing the obesi Tamale asana what was. I don't know. I've gone to Sankana. You are talking about to fly over see Tamale, and you want me to see Tamale.
So you refuse to see Tamale?
I can't go to Sankana and go and see interchange in Tamale. It's not possible if you are.
Who pay interchange was Sankana? Who pay interchange was Sankana?
Mumbai interchange no was Sankana. Na share se me hu na mi hu. Yeah, if you obviously Makot Tamale, and Tamale used to be our when it was the Northern Territories, and then it became our capital from Gambaga. But that notwithstanding, projects are Ekoso. Tamale interchange road, no, it didn't start in the so-called year of roads. It started year long before the so-called year of roads. The of Anko POKUAA roads. It didn't start in the so-called year of roads. And why do we want to lie about things? It didn't start in the year of roads. It started year 2016, Krampo, and it continued. And I agree with him that is a continuation. It you can't leave it there. And it said, maybe Ashas, it's like the Tema motorway expansion. It didn't start in the year of roads. It started in 2016 or 2015, thereabouts. And I'm over to us. So those things are ongoing. When you come and take sole credit for it, it brings problems. So things that started and you continued, you started the year of roads in 2020. Moka said 2020 was year of roads. So if you want to come and measure your year of roads You should be talking about the lakeside roads and other roads that you patched, which did not last.
But say POKUAA before MPP ban, no obi anfa aso mbo form. There was no construction at POKUAA.
Which one?
POKUAA no.
Na utukai.
Before MPP ban, no mo dey aso abo.
No untukai, because that is my road to my village. Because I can mefa ho. Unfortunately for you, ohona my project ewo. I mean, me today the mine.
Okay.
You understand? That is where I eventually settle when I move from his constituency. Because he's too troublesome. I don't want to continue to be. I don't want to be in his constituency again. I don't want such troublesome characters around.
You don't think that they have delivered the year of rose?
Oh, I think that, to be honest with you, I am a student of governance. And I can tell you, sir, the year of roads, when it was announced, for anything at all, the year of roads, it delivered the Kaluri, Sankana Tapo Road. What you say? It delivered. So, Semikodruwa, and to get to Sankana Nkwandia, I drive on a tar road.
Okay.
So it delivered that.
Okay.
But I must also admit, say the year of rose and all the promises that they made, say omo kope bisia, omo kope sikabi, efi baby aba, was met with COVID.
Okay.
Okay. And COVID came and disoriented many economies.
Okay.
And Ghana was no exception.
Okay.
So say ubet na fidie so na oka say na ye the drink edi base ye baba year of roads. But when you yourself cannot meet your own budget, local budget, the international community is not ready to support you. Equipment were not able to move from one end to another. Contractors crampo omo yese omo koto omo machinery enfambe yejumano. They can't travel any longer. If you sit in the studio and you say these things, me no be your dream. But to come and tell me that in the face of all these difficulties,
why deliver year of roads?
When I know that many contractors, AFIA, they are able now to travel to go and get the equipment for the contracts you awarded them. You are not being sincere.
Okay.
You are not. So let us rule the country. Let us lead the people. Let them lead the people with a certain level of truthfulness.
No, but minister on the floor of parliament say, Omaye a rose more than any government.
Asphalting.
Also, Omay Obuase, Ashan Kumase rose near de Omay asphalt.
Oh, a bit now Moye or lakeside, I may say.
Asphalt.
Oh, nay, asphalt.
Maybe lakeside and asphalt.
Lakeside overlay.
Asphalt. Lakeside asphalt. There's supposed to be asphalt.
And asphalt.
Me see asphalt and in Busa.
Lakeside and
asphalt. Unti ho. We just
project. We have a road. Lakeside, there was no road there. Lakeside, there was no road.
Which one are you talking about?
Lakeside May 1.
When you move from the highway junction into Insuonano.
And nane tutu no. Insuonano de nane tutu no. May 1
Barkan yala. Hey, tadanama. Let me talk.
No, ati ukasano.
Medina Chiako.
Aha, okay.
Dabi omba Magjerin oba Sankana. Obedi aponchik.
Also pay your man or no chen kasano.
Aponchik koko.
Was that? What did they do?
Magjerry, you presenters in Bako. But my honorable moment governance issues.
Okay. But in short, Babin did not contradict any of the issues Hamiresi EFA, one district, one factory. They didn't deliver. He didn't contradict any of the issues. Amefa, one village, one dam. One village, one dam.
They didn't feasible somewhere every village.
So, and then you are admitting to the infeasibility. But more promises, no, it was not based on the fact that I think I may deliver. Until when you come and then this is the new reality. If you protect me, Papa will protect me.
Inability to put it in every village.
Okay, my maintenance we are now
practically. Would mean father means you okay? No, it's not the BSc.
Peace.
Who the same finfia, ever so more me, if so me now offer.
But his problem is that some more year campaign, man, Moka said 1 village, 1 dam.
Oh, man, now 1 village, 1 dam, and yet then chain 1 dam, 10 villages. They cannot add the chain 10, 1 dam, 10 villages. Into Obiani purpose and intent, obey, deliver dams to villages. That is your purpose.
So it didn't really matter whether every village to village, and as long as there's a dam.
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
It is a emphasized basuna de siwa. And I make us say no class say it has been superseded by Polugu.
Okay.
Oh,
Baba, are you admitting that more to deliver dams nina?
Dams ni yensi nina.
Musi nina.
Sana factories ni so yensi nina. Esu ye one. Yeah. Warehouses yensi nina. Financial sector crisis. Ye nu baby epe.
Okay.
Ye won toy. Ye nka say.
I said yes, someone we need 2020 elections and nanka na o mo lose because mo share bono to execute the job within 4 years mandate.
Nipa no enya ye ho edie eni ahom.
5 more. See, are taking 5 minutes of my time.
5 minutes. Hey.
Oh,
me time.
Nipa na twa ye so. Ebiri ba bi e kasa say ye di ngugu. Na Nado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, Commander in Chief of the Armed Forces. On a president. Or not a president. Oko Parliament is MPP for 138 and now NDC for 137.
Some are 137
plus 1.
Plus 1, yeah.
137 plus 1. So oh,
isn't my
we are in charge. We are still in charge, which means the people still have confidence that any man a more.
Okay.
Okay.
Mona was near governor.
Obviously, we in our cano is to admit, and I don't know why, but I've been as a moho. No, yeah, the spokesperson Edema, late Vice President Aliu Mahama. Now Aliu Mahama was the Vice President to President Kufuor. When President Kufuor ate me who said Nuyamabi, no yeah promises are. See, the promises cannot be met publicly. Say mumuna mokoe, and okaka say no kaye, but it is not possible. He came and confessed. What is making it difficult? Or confessing, did it subtract from President Kufuor? It came and added to near President Kufuor. Oh yeah, but near maybe a man yeah. Just say we couldn't do it. Fortunately, Mama,
that's a budget in the State of the Nation address. President, yes, I admission, Anna.
We couldn't do it.
It's in progress.
Why? You have problem with patience, eh?
Hey, Mona.
You have problem with that.
Hey, man, Mona.
You are giving my history. Maybe you know whether I'm patient or.
And no, I can give your history to the Ghana Integrity Initiative, being the first person to bring it. But it appears that since you decided to go into full time politics, you have lost that integrity. You have lost that integrity. It's part of it. Yes, you have. So I think that it is good so that we can carry our people along the same page. As I sat here, and I admitted say COVID-19 imposed difficulties, and the year of rose could not be delivered because of ABCD. No interest government in adwinpa anka ode beboa. So admitting it, if you are a government official and locating it, say contractors and some contractors or one mama or more contractor, they will not go and look for equipment. But once they have secured contract, I feel now I'm also scouting around the globe to look for the equipment to come and deliver the contract that they have. And when COVID came in, it harmed them.
The government has admitted it and a budget.
Dabi, among admitted or Tihano say they did. Wait, me know. One cassa where they may mal quiet bedroom.
Talking about 4 years.
And yeah, me know Netihano Muka say one village, one district. 1 constituency, $1 million.
Yes.
And now, what did the Minister for Special Initiatives or say 2017-2018 Sikano has expired? You have heard that CD has expired before, let alone dollars. She came publicly to say that the money has expired.
You know what she meant.
I didn't know. I don't know.
That the money returns to chest.
He said the money has expired. Which one? When you did not take the money to the people?
Someone
we have something we call arrears. Give them their money. It is their money. You give it them to see whether they can spend it or they cannot spend. You should sell it to them. You didn't give to the district. After the Kasa, mostly you sat in Accra and you went and constructed toilet for my people. Who told you that the people of Sankana want to shit in toilets?
What do they want?
Who told you that?
Who told you they don't want development?
Who told you?
Who told you they
toilet is development?
They don't want sanitation.
Toilet is development. Namuti Accra.
Do you know the initiatives as far as international level about defecation and clean water and
sit down here,
human development?
Sit down here and be talking about international issues and forget about the local peculiarities.
Tourists know the hotel and Obey beach
into Cosmetic beach war. Beach war. We are talking about those communities. Baby, I mean, Adentano beach war. Adentano beach war. Me see. So you are mentioning beach, and I'm telling you that look, the people want you to. You said you give them money, and yes, sir. Then all of a sudden you go and sit down in your boardroom. Then you change that decision, and now sitting in Accra and tell me that my $1 million per constituency, you be ambulance. What is that? Reduce yourself in governance, and then people can go with you. But if you want to always show that you have the power to do what you do.
Work in progress.
Also, work in progress. But Bernard, anyone of messages when you governance issue, we look at the issue of under MPP governance power, because before they almost see they have the men. Before people are rooting for MPP because because of expectation, and that is why Ghana form 1 million votes, when simple vote cry. And good governance, at saying, especially with this domain level issue, clash with parliament, other arms of government, they even to the point they say Christ Kasem akwakoye problem under government. But I mean, kind of message you say, Prince of Foreign say good evening everyone. In fact, no one can compel the NDC to go to MPP. Prince of Prince Vayante was saying, and a Patricia Yante, what noise is that? Mona pa, you are making noise. So assembly nyabo chair be can so much you are not on the ground. And you chrome kwane areas I benya evidence from tia nyabo chair. King Gno was in media politicians. They are always defending the indefensible, playing with the mind of the people. Or say tell me Samona always with the red heart say adenti and Adebia or share red heart no. Ekwaduka say oh share ya say Ekwaduka Beneza ago no say your friends say motia and you are joking doing politics. Well yeah the enkofope de ama omona asasiji was if I think this man is lost in the system. We thank God for Nanado any the oye Edi Magana for Bernard Mona de Yentina Sekra. Fahima Maisi was say I'm back pa. Asante Solomon was good work. If you are good, God bless you pa. Any J and or the way say buy Asama Kofi or some more German is a good job if you are na muye was studio hall right then is not say maybe I'm back me shamosa and I may enjoy discussion. I said the muna mo no right Asama Kofi no say Bernard Mona pade na opache no pacho betimi follow ye YouTube ye wo YouTube na fe also wadwenche no wo de aba na fe wo de mu cheche mu nya aka ho ye good governance issue. What is Mona say assess aban answer na maba no about how would you measure aban the real state of Ghana in governance? Amemu good governance, rule of law. How would you measure government 4 years?
Enra ediba ene. Na I felt so bad as a Ghanaian because the first time publicly I yet me actual 21 pages from the office of the president.
Statement, no matter statement so.
Say we want to respond to civil society organizations. Say omo ajuntre a omo de baye. na say utie language na say obi see me me red beret no me. Me and me who say I'm not the one.
Obisi red beret.
And into me here me who say no I'm not the one. Sorry. I felt so bad on the International Women's Day. I was part of an international panelist, and then the program was hosted in Zimbabwe.
Okay. On International Women's Day?
Yes. And I think that was 8th March. Yeah. So I was part of an international panelist. We were speaking about. And obviously, when we were speaking and I started talking about some of the issues in Ghana, then everybody like, no, Ghana, we thought everything was okay. But the things I was saying, and I was making references to things that happen in our nation. And then when I make reference, I said, you can check here, you'll find the information I'm talking about. It's not like I'm making it up. I like to also make my country good. But not when things are not good. Then I come and say...
So things are not good in Ghana?
Things are not the way we think it should. Because let me tell you, some of the late Sir John, Mami Nyame, Emmanuel Baby Panonda, I've traveled with him before on many occasions. Peter McMenu, Asedu Nketi and others. Sometimes you go to a country, when they see that they say we are in disagreement, and they see that when we finish, we work together, we go to sit to eat. People are like, wow. When we go to now present the issues, they think that we'll come with a common, and then we start talking. And then people like, so you also disagree. So people hold us in high esteem because when you come to Ghana, and so one of the things, and this I said, civil society organizations, almost sorry, 15 of them, I think I remember, a Japa royalties deal. Look at the kind of barrage of attacks that came from persons within the MPP on these civil society organizations. And some describe them as self-appointed, all-knowing.
Now, if you express your opinion, no crash.
Well, he came from civil society organization.
Okay.
You understand? And they have their own criteria for assessing every situation. So when civil society is now like they have been subjected to heavy attack from the government that they are also supposed to watch over, then it means that you are crippling civil society organization. Then Najima Bodi Ekaya, he was shredded in the and Jimo Bodi, by the way, I have met him in Germany doing international conference. Yes, yeah. I've met him in South Africa, in Papua New Guinea. Look, he's one of the most respected.
Yes, very respected.
You understand? And somehow he would just be at the conference before he realized, and they say, hey, you too. Then he's in Germany, he was delivering, then all of a sudden he saw me, say, Mini Fugudie, you can trust me. So as soon as he saw somebody in the smoke, he turned and said, then say, oh, Bernard, you are in the crowd. Because he just could easily identify me and spot me. And in many other places. Now, Wabakasa. And look at the kind of attacks that came from the presidency.
Which attacks?
What language, you know?
Which language?
They did to letter, no?
Letter, no?
What language?
But the letter was directed at Dome level, not the...
No. They responded to civil society organizations. Because and in particular CDD.
Okay.
CDD, because they have been leading and saying that, look, the government was suffering, but this Domolevo issue has even sent things bad in terms of good governance.
Okay.
DNT bad. Because the impression we all got was that Domelevo or we do say encore retirement. Right now we are known, it is known to us that Domelevo was sacked and forced out of government. Now, you ask the man to go on
retirement anytime also.
Maybe. You ask the man to go on
Leave
163 days.
Yeah, 67.
67 days. When did you ask him to go on the leave? July 2020. TMEO. After he has served the 167 days he was supposed to go to office, no? You now say that you have uncovered that he was on retirement in June 2020. And yet you couldn't tell us that, oh, the man has even expired his retirement, so he should go on retirement. Okay. Say what you mean?
Yeah.
So in July 2020, somebody whose retirement is supposed to be in June has been asked to proceed on leave for 167.
So your point on governance issues is that?
Maybe myself. So some inconsistency, and civil society took it up. That this length of time and why it had to do with Osafo Mafo and Crow.
Okay.
Sa
contract no.
Sa contract no. He went back and forth. The man said there was something wrong, so Osafo Mafo and should refund the money. Ohona ne troubles here. Eventually, when he has to come, issues about Onyeganani, then issues about he has expired his term. Then civil society organizations come and say, look, the way you handle this matter,
it's not the best.
It has dented the issue. Aside that, many other issues, of course, they will say that the law enforcement agencies needed to do that. If you know what they took me through as a person.
Who took you through?
Oh, there's police just for saying that if the Electoral Commission did something, you know what they did?
They say you were inciting.
If you do something.
There was no evidence to show that if
you do, if you do, let me see, if you do, that
but if anybody does anything,
if you don't
right,
do, if you don't do, I see English no home.
But criminal ingredients,
that me see if you do A B, the problem is baba. Not one for how did I say that? I said, and I repeat, I said I will resist, and in resisting, Obribwahin. Or see, they will beat us at the police station. I said that you think that Obribwahin me. Look at me. Now Obribwahin Abijina say Obabe Bomasum. You expect me to fold my arms and look at him?
Into Babono back.
What? You can't find him on the ground. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. I am not I'm not Jesus Christ. I will be Baba Masum na me the way I'm on. I will give you a return slap that you. What? I said, if you touch me, I will give you a return fight. If you bring a fight to my doorsteps, I will deliver a word to you. So when I say this now,
but in that atmosphere, and I said that was not called for. That's just by the way.
And of course, you know many other issues that have gone on. So if you want to talk about governance issues, I think that many people are despondent. They are disappointed in the way governance have been handled. Okay. Radio stations, most sister stations have been closed down. It's all about governance issues and many other things. You can't have governance that does not tolerate free speech and alternative views. Okay. If you want to have a government that will listen, you must allow alternative views. And when people speak their alternative views, you must not come with a bulldozer trying to crash them.
Okay. Honorable Yabu, answer my good governance.
Yeah. Bad governance, yeah. Say, or see a Danyamias.
Yeah, Danyamias.
Aye. Wadum Ghana.
Now,
governance is a continuum. Wadum Ghana. Bibi Echemun, can you see a tiha? Bye ya. Obi Kanabi. Ye she abattoirs under the 1992 constitution. Yeah, yem shishi and cross out to abatia, your tia kunyaswa, on dane, akunyano Emma. And 1992, a trade stolen verdict. 1996, a month was ye and pay wasem, Modi Yeman indi 2 terms, one co, 2 terms, nature need your gas won't qua near Woody, quiet in the Befaso. And now, 2000 yɛsesa ya ɛno mu amu nim de course second round hwe cars a chini nkra ha hwe kasa omo kae
NDC for
mpese me shase wa ha wo se wo do watwe ko achiri kakra afia wo rafi
me dem nkai mo
Bernard oh ze what did you do hear me oh what did you do hear me
afia o invite me na me kasa me kasa af interjected
I won't say anything
it me adane Emma
na munkwa na moye I was part of the Kumipreko demonstrations and what have you.
Oh, you were?
I was.
Okay.
I was. Edward Mama was leading. Don't forget. President Kufuor, Dan Lati. I was part of it. So this struggle was not just done by you people. Boom. Kwesi Pratt and Co. were pushing us to support this movement. And we did.
Because a 2000 transition in between the kind of campaign that went on prior to the second round and in America. Now do we need to air it because okay said your man of course then you
2000 no your man of course around 2000 no. Okay.
No I feel meet me ashem na. Me share na o pese o hunu na me.
Bi wom say governance no kra no ye ni biere ahwe. Enso ene ya me ncha de NDC atremuko MPP atremuko NDC asamba ko MPP asamba ami nyina ye hu se ade no kura itimi ye enye hu se abi ya benye bibia e no political stability iskemu ya
na political stability no so can good governance no
eba unya political stability
ya no raise voice nkofo ka so monto voice
political stability ni wia afi na nkrofo enya gidie se afi de omutimi bye bye afi de yeto aba ne mawa na wo betena ho a ne ye fifi ya hwese wo betimi aye de wo ye ya afi ehu bia ni ho bia bi se ye bepamo na wo nko
okay
so what I say the good governance in the elements of what you deliver when you are in power kwan ya obefa so aye no ti mi nka kakra efa enema e be chichem kakra yemfa no engagement freedom of association
why engage you with
nanado ayade bia ye were ye afi na parties ne to aso a ebebo aye ba if civil society for bibia omo ka ebusa se ade ne anto asa ade so vigilantism nanado sori gina ne naso e ka se parties ne ntrase nye dey endi enkomo
na send there some na we are the biggest perpetrators of vigilantism
yeah can be that
yaka
be that
militia in the heart of the castle.
Yes, mo ye bi castle no.
Enya no bi na Manase Azuri mo ya odwane ko South Africa.
Na de na ka ye waso.
Me see president awanya kokodro. Two biggest parties. Osi mo kotrase na mo ni nkomo. E bin see that.
And na nkofo say enya atwom no because ono ane. Ne hwene ano mo ye bi castle.
That is another matter. It was proven not to be right. And you know,
oh, sorry, it was proven not to be right.
The political act of acknowledging your opponent, say, and was here translating Congo. It's so critical. Yet, twice, Supreme Court case, Nicoson. When you say, Uncle na Machine, a patch of the Uncle translating Congo, no, so they be BBC. 2013, when you say, Uncle for and a Machine, a patch of say, yet translating Congo, na BBC.
Yeah.
Ain't that act of political tolerance? Fighting for political tolerance at individual level ye namfo not institutional level no yetimi enkasa emfa o man no ho emwa eno etimi me di nkomo fa referendum no ho referendum no anke ye kosi santi 55 enso edru ba bi no agigui eno say ye di nkomo nti the ability for the two political parties
to talk
together and talk
and quite a good governance
is huge for our political stability and another push that.
Oh, not the National Peace Council.
Yanko anti-corruption.
Corruption there was so be issue.
There be maso nyeshi. Me pacho o see to ye bopa maso nyeshi kura.
Corruption.
Yeah. E dey pa the higher corruption kuma. Impunity. Impunity ni twi ye ni.
sike ayi semo ye di bone ye di boomra so
se nipa no boomra no so emfa no oni so obi antimi nya ne o ti ase na se o boomra no so na emfa ho a obi antimi nya ohwea wan na be ye ohwe ye mra yi a mra so enye amanyofo yi na eda no ena na na do se no na e ha ye ndia eye nkrofo se omo ne daade na no omo an ekura de no mu na obi antimi nya omo hwe dia o ti asoye bia enhye obia ase
independent special prosecutor wa abandon posi.
Thank you.
Wa abandon posi. You want to use that as an element of good governance.
But we now have an institution.
Yeah, but mo fa no mo praise no ase so above for na we dey wa be there. Yesu Messiah no nie.
Ye no na nke de ma me a. Ka mbeka so MPP ni obese office wo koya ma MPP fo. Ye ti ye ne de ma obi a obey MP. Debbie, it was the most bold, credible move. Say enka Matiamidu. It's me here ejuma no. Nka de na nke.
Na we are man.
Onu akasa se mu amane kwan.
Oh, akasa na ope
an attribute of bad governance.
Have you read the act? The power in that law. That power.
The power that he wants to worker. Muya must on far report him presidency.
Use it. They report him go presidency. One guy is on far report to go presidency. Obi guy is on far report to go presidency. One was why advisory report say here no they go presidency. What two obifu. No nipa no etu one am o ase no what two one am. Nti ade no de ko e. Obi answer is over bi go be.
Prior to no.
Ode ko e no so obi ani ho ka che say what in 2 minutes. That institution is not about Martin Amidu alone. Sad Auditor General no, it's not about Domelevo alone. These are institutions of governance. And what's here strengthening Ghana?
Yeah, but if you are sidestepping rules na law now, establishing institutions now, what's here nyejuma?
How do you sidestep them?
In the case of Martin Amidu, they say also investigations even before Ejapadi.
One guy so yeah. Obi ka chezo.
O si one tiso kasa even Minister of Finance ba if anajo.
Minister of Finance ba ofi anajo anu we ejuma.
To persuade him to stop
persuade you one stop na ka che wiase yin so persuade you one stop.
Then na wa ban no cry who call in the first place. You have given him a job. Why are you going there in the first place?
What on ho when me am persuade no etiri to me so.
Why should you even persuade him? And I'm making he's supposed to be independent.
Ade chia me de obekọ court say ade na be persuade be macho because you have that power. You had the power. Obi until to me so. Afia obi until to me so. Wo to me say wo be chiri nipa no a wonye no. Nipa no aba wo ho anajo to persuade you. We nipa bone no aba wo anajo. Oba no wa pam no say don't persuade me we nipa bone. Ade achia enye kasa kwa wo tam no ko ba bia also de ne kwa so wo sa to me. Die ti no be persuade you. We kromfo. Die ti no be persuade you. Wa bokro no bi. Die ti no persuade you. Wa ye bibi opeso okata so. These are all things you can.
But what about the allegation is making say Juma no ye na dwen so be ye ba ma stifle no ma chechire ma bruno abra ni so
Singapore
that you couldn't deliver good governance.
The office in Singapore, sa office no with the independent powers. Wo ma clear Singapore.
Na say mo ma papa freedom so fa nya Juma en ko be clear
obi anya ne hwe. Afia
okay, for you
to me ne was our office on obi antimi yaw. It was a very bold political move. Say president this had to me no e be she obi a oni ni party ensa e fa bibia e dwirim ni keta ahye ne prayer na otimi di 2 minutes.
What na president anya political capital na no person make it out of it.
Na Matiami dosa obi timi use Matiami do for political capital.
Same na papa na jai no
Ojaye wa mwa no. Ojaye mfaso be na free mu aba no ho. Wo tumi ise nu asori eja hoko. Wa sori eja tumi.
Na tumi ye shadow tumi keke na wunya office kwa ye ma wa o ka mu ansa na ye ma office. Ye ma lawyers o ka mu ansa na ye ma lawyers. Ye ma no space. Mo tete no.
Letter ye choro no sa time ye chiri 10 story building.
No, but until this issue 25-page statement here mo make it because ye fancy emra domelevo issue no so. They say you are fighting civil service CSOs.
Domelevo engaging them.
CSOs.
I know I can say a japa. CSOs got involved in Japan, it was suspended. Meboa. CSOs have been involved in our governance throughout. They say one of the biggest instruments Meboa CSOs right to information. Nanado. 20 years law in the parliament. Nanado Amia pass.
But the law is bogus. The law is not doing anything.
Honorable.
The law is a bogus law. The law is a bogus law.
The commission has been set up. I hope there was a CSOs near the to make that law, the commission, effective. The commission has been set up. Mepacho, it has a commissioner. It has an executive secretary. Mepacho, if you have him, that is a civil society instrument. The biggest instrument Nanado has afforded civil society.
Okay.
Now, 20 years. Governments, parliaments couldn't pass that.
Okay.
Nanado has passed it.
Okay.
Companies Code. Over 16 years. To control corporate governance matters. Nanado, Wamia pass.
Okay. Amendment.
Amendment, yeah.
No, amendment, Anna.
The
company, they have
been
restructured.
Yeah, it has been restructured, and you can call it an amendment, but it has been restructured thoroughly.
Okay.
Land.
Asase.
Well, in Ghana, Asase.
Manson.
Nanado has superintended over the passage of a comprehensive Land Act. Governance who say
President Kufuor Crown on started some here lab 1, lab 2 land administration project still enjoy as Manson no.
Land administration.
In the law say am passing no so benya.
The land
you were more loss than EV revenue you collecting.
The new Land Act is part of the land administration project.
Okay.
To make effect to certain changes
okay.
Going forward. Okay. Until at the end of the day, politics is about leadership.
Okay.
Obabina edi text bi ba e say yet studio edi politics need diago.
Aye.
Oyo oba o.
Oyo bema.
Ye no ha no so. If you say ya nda ye hu adia, o mbeka say ye communicate.
Okay.
Yeah. Until politics is at different levels. Will form will feel will so.
In fact, more MPP for Christ, one of your allegations.
The bottom line is leadership. MPP they say me can fire who they be and make sure say politics they can. Because we are so open. We are so transparent.
In which country?
We are participating.
In which country?
In Mreya Mabubodi, there are always a means for other people to participate. What you say? Then she say, yeah, the rule of law,
okay.
Because that is our cornerstone. Rule of law.
Okay, Wakofa
Dominovo, rule of law. Dominovo, rule of law.
Okay. Wakofa participation, yeah, me just answer this question about my family and friends are my Achim Mafia, because I want to go to Mona about corruption. We have to deal with corruption before you go. So mo engage mama aye Mona mo so na mo chedi. Na ya Achim Sakawa Mafia na mkwa na mudi. Una akasa ma MP before.
Ya na Obi say openness, transparency, participation, and obi
raise your voice na mampa campaign.
Obi et mi kan sembia na
Papa no abre what's your raise your voice.
What you say?
Defending the indefensible is not an easy task.
Please.
It's not an easy task.
Abusuafo miensa ene wo Ghana city ni so.
No Ghana city no so.
Ghana city.
Nipa
nsia no.
Nipa nsia re big sis.
Omuti da so. Miensa ena ne busuafo. Nanado abusua. Efri oforiata abrofo ene ne ye legislative provincial legislative council tete. That oforiata no. Ebesi ne that family, the extended family no. Okas wo de omu nyina kra ya aban no a. Nko omu nyina nya space. And they are all people who have worked politically for this country, who have sacrificed politically for this country, and who have gone through the mill, who have studied and are competent.
Yeah, President Ekufuado ebusuafo no mo yi no so. Ana ne current ebusuafo yi.
Me ka say President Ekufuado okas wo de na ebusuafo.
Enyina ba mu.
Enyina ba mu. Enka omkrom nya ba bi nyina. And it is not,
and it to be justified.
The question is, AFIA, many Bernard Bona, Unyane, Makusku, Yena Yakusku, Ejuma Bedao. Indeed, media ni seminya Jumanibi.
Also, thereby it should be given on merit.
But where is the lack of merit? Where is the lack of men?
Because of nepotism, say nipa na bɛn and this muna qualified now, so you are qualified.
Kufuor, brother, Adu Kufuor. Shouldn't he have been in the government? And nepotism.
People made those claims. But
Betty Mode. Shouldn't they have been in the government? Leo Kran, Sati Okran. Shouldn't they have been in Rawlings's government? So, yeah, now,
that's what you're saying.
It is merit, and if the person has the competence and capacity and they deserve it, why don't they let them have it?
It doesn't matter, so you're related to anybody.
And teachers say, that
is the thought.
Oh, sir. Hey, have you?
Nepotism,
if the person has gone through the right processes,
or you abusu any cry and fa okay.
If abusu any wako nhihye mu, wako interview, wako bibia French ma, osi wo abusu any nti ono de.
Yeah, farmer. Okay. Okay. I hear you.
The question about you will be the nadia bia mo obi a who doesn't deserve it.
Okay.
The obia onya qualified.
Okay.
Obia ni sen kwoti de otie no. Those are the things that are derogatory and nepotism near them.
Okay.
But when people are qualified to do things, let us look at them. Until you see a list family and friends that we are done for new way near there. You started free Rawlings. Yeah, the Chikates were all in government with Rawlings. Were they qualified or
and
not?
They are related to him.
They are boys. But they are related to each other.
Okay, they are related to each other.
They are just all related to president in one problem. They were related to each other.
Okay.
The three Ahoy brothers were all in government at the highest levels. Were they related to each other or to Rawlings or not? Ahoy bakuko mu nka mienu enyina bonten.
Okay.
The groups of family who are in Rawlings's government, osisia abusuafo miensa. Yasem Kitwa. President Mills had Kadma Mills, his brother, in government. So
okay.
It is painful, it is derogatory. But you have to prove, say, Bibi, we yakuye Bibi. Boni bi.
And sana, what is
sanity?
Okay.
Boni woni pa ho.
Okay.
What me yes, we yakuye Bibi, boni bi pa no achi no. It's different.
Okay.
What you say? Now, say, my cousin. Makonta ana me were qualified. Adwuma otimi ye. Na oye makonta na minua na me nti. Ono de ye mani bi. Ontu nkotena Zimbabwe.
Benanwena, you got corruption so.
First leader of the Ghana Integrity Initiative and Wakasa say you.
So see, Dibani are qualified.
Me Leo Kranye Rawlings Busiani. Sati Okranya. Atwa Hoenya. And yes, sir.
But also me related to them.
I'm coming. I don't have a problem with the analogy he has drawn. Yeah, Kanipa, they come from the direct lineage of the president. Yeah, if you I beg you. Okasa no na meti oko me pejam nsakura po ati say meti classroom meti teacher mensa
teacher
to say meti classroom teacher na me be say okasa inti say me be kasa mesure if you we are talking about blood relations of the president. Because of that, you know, everybody know. Say unuya ubusunyeni. So why you born here? It's difficult for you to wait me and say why you born. Me you wedi. And say ebano sa na say proyasem ewo governance moi. Because the people around you who are your appointees are all your family members or largely your family members. No? It will be difficult for you to crack the whip. It will be difficult. So, anti-corruption crusaders normally what they will tell you is that don't bring people from around your family to be in the governance scheme.
But his argument is, what if they are competent? Donald Trump saw the name of
me see, what about competence and what about the levels of corruption? Me know when I share see when yami na mekae, o see corruption assembly there. Hey, okwa I didn't open that for you. You said it. Why are you saying that? Because Nyama Ekoswo or Maimunu, it is not anything pleasant for any one of us. Edosun. You can't start the corruption. You can't know where it's ending. Way bad. The next day, then another scandal come. The next day, another scandal come. Edosun. We can.
Propaganda there. Is it, are they real?
Which one is propaganda?
It's just an open question.
Which one is propaganda? That the president himself come to admit that he was misled in the negotiation of the Ameri deal.
Ameri, okay. Ben when a corruption, a Kobe admitted to say he was and he cancelled the contract. Say a corruption.
You saw the pressure that came. Enormous pressure for the president now to go back.
And fire minister no.
And the minister
who was his blood relative.
Oh, Akwai Kra.
Or you're related to some papa no.
Ufi Kra put now buy. Ufi he not buy. Because me ukasa no miti o boom and yes and you ma bebre o kan no na ntro nim. Intro bebre wom. But me ntro. I'm just telling you. Don't disrupt me. And you cannot disrupt me. You have to understand. We talked about it. At the end of the day, president comes to publicly admit, said there was corruption and that the deal he was misled. So we
president admitted that there was corruption. Hey, even the president said there was
if
corruption.
I can do worse.
No, but I think this is also a fair question. Also, you are subscribing a code.
There was corruption.
President Kasa.
There was corruption. And that is, he was misled. He was misled.
Yeah, he misled your kind, but did he say corruption?
But why would the president be misled on something that was without?
So
what advice?
Kai. That's why our constituents didn't renew your mandate.
Oh, yes. No, because I said I'm not my radio. So
who's one here then?
Me see, I will move away from you because I don't want to be there with you. So these things came up.
But did the president say there was corruption?
From the 5 million contaminated oil.
5 million contaminated oil.
Wait.
Namona heckling now who be that.
The president never stood.
Mona heckling now who be that.
We make back door. I can take him out through the back door. Now you are talking. Write your notes. When you were talking, sometimes when I get angry at the things you say, I just pick my phone and I'll be pressing my phone rather than let my anger come on the show. Why are you disrupting me?
Okay, you come back to corruption.
You go to the 5 million oil contaminated, million liters contaminated oil at Boston. At the end of the day, president's office became the clearing agent. They clear all the people from the cash for seats. That you can just see, and just say when you smell corruption, you feel it. You feel that corruption is there. And then Akosi, maybe when people come to talk about the levels of corruption, then those people have now become the target for attack. So in terms of corruption, president office has not tried one person in his government. Say this person, let me even properly investigate the person. From Australia, me see, you can, if you want to count, everything the president says that my certain committee, the reporter, until I have cleared the people, until
evidence be anywhere, president will manufacture now.
President no investigative authority. Since when that our governance institutions, our state investigating institutions are no more relevant, that president will have to set up committees now to investigate them.
But there were certain committees under Mahama and
they were doing some other things, and when those in any case, it's not only under one government. From Nkrumah, committees have been said to look into matters, and recommendations have been accepted. Not so, and actions have been taken. In the case of this president, when they come, the president will say that, I did not find anything wrong. So when you say that the visa scandal and in your money in Australia, one thing, okay, the deputy minister was exonerated. The board chairman for the was exonerated. So who caused the scandal? We cannot find the person, and yet you are exonerating the people who were in the heart of it. So how can you come and say that there was no corruption in your government? Look, we have failed against the fight, and the only fight President Akufo-Addo is engaged in is that those who intend to fight corruption has now become the target of President Akufo-Addo. He's fighting them. Senye Domelevoa.
Akufo-Addo is now fighting those who are fighting
those who
corruption.
Are supposed to fight corruption. They have now become the major target of President Akufo-Addo. So President Akufo-Addo is fighting the individuals who are fighting corruption. So how can you be fighting those who are fighting corruption and claim that you are fighting corruption?
Okay. So he has failed. Honorable, just a quick reaction. I mean, messages now can also.
Assembia is Assembia. The presidency, there is corruption. There is nothing like that. President.
I know raise your voice now. So
President won't be friendly. Inti o pache say the institution would to me so if you and Yemam Shifim the president no mukase be anymore. President in one sentence, you know, what good institutions say what Ghana na CID, Yoko, Parliament, because cash for seats was held in Parliament. That make a committee, no. You have collapsed all the investigative institutions in the country by simply saying, say, President on the bar, Presidency, friends, Wajiatu. You can't do that. Let's be fair in this thing. And I make us say, corruption fight, no, it depends on institutions. It doesn't depend on individuals. Who is fighting Dominovo? Who is fighting Dominovo?
Fighting and come out
Crow. Because I was here church anymore. They all kind of say no what kind of water and they dada and crow for.
And teach them way.
Crow asem
Crow ben
court.
Or some case, no.
Or Safumafu case. Court. I catch the auditor general say, well, you're wrong.
Say why you there?
His actions in respect of Safumafu were wrong.
That was
say charging of Safumafu for that work was wrong. Emo no je tumumo koye inspection and Safumafu cars were made. Finally, Okoye declared say he was satisfied.
It's not true.
It is in the court.
It's not true.
It is in the court.
It's not true.
Master, have you read
it's
it?
Not true.
Have you read the 21?
It's not true.
It is in the court.
It's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
You haven't read it. You haven't read it.
You read more than me.
Go and read the
Don't tell me that because you didn't read for me to come this far.
You haven't read the Domlevo records.
You didn't read for me to come this far. And if it comes to reading, you
a general. If you are
better.
General, I'm talking about reading Domlevo. You are not on top of the Domlevo cases. The court said Domlevo. Yes, you haven't read it. The court said Domlevo.
If you are kind,
he went. And he went to inspect the documents.
I have not read
He went to inspect the documents. The cases are there. He went to inspect the documents and declared.
You can sit in OKFM. You can sit in OKFM and manufacture your own conclusions.
Domlevo Ose Yasakino. When he himself.
You are giving a news topic.
No, this is corruption.
I'm wrapping up on corruption. Domlevo
rebata. Say no kasa. So we are. I also rebut. No. When he finishes, I'll rebut. And when he finishes, because this that. Then when say no share and I make kasa or rebut. Then when she finishes, I will also rebut. I'm not engaging you. I'm engaging the host. I know where to direct my argument. I'm engaging you into Mame.
You will get a chance to rebut.
Fantastic.
You get a chance to rebut.
One kasa. Odo nsano. Atwere nwoma. E de akoto aban aso ye. So edi mfie se. Ofiri ha sei ni.
Honorable age no asem no dey.
Meba. Afia. Let us be objective.
Yeah, but since when? This man has been at post AFIA when raising issue about the age, when raising issue about the Monovo.
It cannot be raised.
But honorable.
It cannot be raised.
No, politically it's incorrect.
Hey, politics inti obi anya de ope nipa na wo pre etia corruption no politics inti anya de ope
honorable mobile na mahama appoint papa yi and initially crowd mo identify say there's an issue about his age, there's an issue about the nationality. You should have raised it. Nyamwa na mo chire school for there say equity aids the vigilant.
At that stage nobody had seen it. And your president na kohwehwe.
Na say the president obviously audit service board no.
The audit service board advised the president.
It's 4 years in na audit service board no me.
President Buan pa to nanum tuo locally and internationally. Say president na aboa audit service pa no bi any wa audit service.
Domelevo na yes sir. E kan sir.
Na one kan.
Domelevo na o kan ntimi
Domelevo president Council Toma Domelevo office. Nipa omo recruit omo so mo nye audit adwuma. Equipment of the ma omo o to nanum tuo say this is the best help he's ever had. And then the idea na HSC will be pamobi.
But he only went under Akufo-Addo.
Idea pa na Domelevo aye etimi aye ti abanya also be pam. Nothing. If you say cruel assembly amoke safuma for assembly mo gina so kan den. Safuma for wa anko gina bonten anko bye. Oko court. Sa de na papa ne ye no emwa no. Enti kisa mo ka se mo nyi court ni. If say court so bye mu no mo prefer papa no ba ni mu. Papa no ashe ni jitu mu se wo mo anye ni Emma
audit service
me na make a kire Domelevo office jitu mu so mo anye ni Emma mo call safuma for office eko inspect documents no ekofa ansem ni nyina bai jitu mu se they are satisfied. It is in the court records. It is here no be ni Domelevo eko. There is no fight. The president has acted on the basis of advice, legal advice, and it is the audit service administratively. So until audit service, if the audit service board is administratively in charge of dealing with that office, and the auditor general says it's completely independent, why? Who watches the watchman? That's the classic case we have. Who watches the watchman? Happily is in court. The Supreme Court will determine who watches the watchman. Until Obio or that independent ano sensitive say.
Are you not hunting the man? Why does the man feel hunted? Say more you know the even honorable politically the whole method that man handle idea way. Don't you think so? Be a watcher of politics. This issue
would have been handled. You are giving the man so much pressure.
Oh dear. Can't assembly pen. Me say
you are giving the man too much pressure.
Domelevo. Say o feel say
air condition airborne or TT3 say. You are sweating too much. If you don't give him too pressure. No, from Sankana. From Sankana. Who stays in your constituency? That's on Kashi. You are struggling to talk, and I don't want you to struggle.
I have said before, said Domelevo, the Japadie, Magana, and say, or no free while, Auditor General Office be good here, and then no I'm white.
He hasn't said that on cancer.
No, but how he's behaving now?
How about how the board itself is behaving?
To all intents and purposes. Wo Domelevo. If you walk away, your record is in that. If you walk away, your record is in that.
But he's gone,
and you
should be able to say.
But
by law, should he be sitting where he is sitting?
Yes, he should be sitting there.
When you need office. I will not ask my questions again. I think that you've done a good job.
And Yembo say when you need chair office, when Yembo be Yembu Yanimus.
That Ben Amu say when you
audit service board, he's there on the audit service board. They have brought up the records.
That audit service board is the most incompetent audit service board. Tiemi, Efia, it is the most incompetent. It is the most incompetent. Efia, Tiemi, is the most incompetent, the most impotent audit service board that will be the most impotent audit service board. What you say? You cannot say that you are an audit service board.
He has
who can only wait until somebody has expired his official capacity in office. Oh yeah.
Audit service board ni incompetent
impotent
and impotent.
Edu me so bet me aka ne de.
Edu me so who di me time.
The method how our audit service board handle idea as well.
And almost you are Ghanaian.
Right.
It's not impotency.
That they are even undermining Wawa by your own government.
There is a big gap about who is who in that independent situation.
it must take an audit service board to come, and it must take an audit service board to come and prove.
What you
say? Supreme Court.
There are 2 cases in the Supreme Court now.
Okay.
To determine who is who. Why they bet me at here Auditor General if he is going wrong administratively? Or no at me yet you pay administratively now. Is that part of his independence? If he is not under anybody's direction, who controls him administratively? Or to me yet you pay? That is the question. So what you say? What me tell why yet you pay now? Say or no or corruption or no you bet me yet you pay.
Okay.
That must be resolved.
Okay. Remember, Honorable Mona, Bernard Mona, I don't
know. Honorable.
I don't think the issue is about.
No, I'm not honorable.
Attempted honorable.
No, I attempted to be an MP, but not honorable.
But attempted honorable.
That be attempted MP. It's not compulsory. Say you should title me honorable.
Bernard Mona.
Because they are horrible. Very, very horrible. Very horrible.
Okay. Honorable.
I said MPs.
Including NDC MPs.
MPs. Mambo party BID.
But I know audit service. Also, the most incompetent
and the most impotent group of people that I have come across.
Why?
TME mame. Mona must say you are going to investigate somebody's nationality. When Timia investigates until you orchestrated say nipa no onko accumulated leave. Tam na must say moya audit service board that say mo hwehwe nu yamamu about the person no. The time the person was supposed to go on accumulated leave, no. Naturally, say by your own computation now, no, the person was already in retirement. Because the person, by your letter, the letter from the presidency from Asante Betuye too, the man was on leave or was on retirement in June 2020. In July 2020, a month after the man was supposed to be on retirement, you asked the man to go on accumulated leave for 167 days. Where was the audit service board? It was dead. Then Papa no afe na wabe ejuma. Dan na wabe ejuma no. Then you go and write a letter say mashishe mu onye Ghana ni. Then the man write to you say onye Ghana ni.
Affidavit no no na chiro and obi na chiro man. There are processes.
But Admona how dey kwaso?
There are processes for.
I'm happy that you want this man to know that he doesn't have monopoly over.
On the mic, no crowd low.
That be any say the mic. His VIM has gone down. Only VIM.
Oh.
What you say? Then all of a sudden, from moving away from say Onye Ghana ni because of the backlash, you have come to say that the man is.
We do retirement.
We do retirement. You be some said that Ben will do retirement. You are saying June 2020. And you think that audit service is supposed to be, what embarrassment have you not caused the president by these 2 singular actions? Because you are making the presidency to look like, no, they don't know what they are about. They don't know what's up.
They
don't know what's up. Because time no dada. And say mo catch papa no say uncle accumulated leave. Why would the man go on leave when he was on retirement? So it doesn't gel up. And you still keep that audit board there. And you want to come and say that this audit service or audit board advised you. You are taking an impotent advice from the audit service board. Don't come and sit here and justify it. They are
taking an impotent advice from the audit
service board. They are taking advice from an impotent audit service board.
Mamika messages in be well anyo akwatia no say can you go to about GS issue no but enye GS issue na ye ka ho asem. Let me excuse you on that. Your friend saying in Chubunu what if but Bernard Mona pa why is he here? Me chasa me comment na say any bebrebe ya oye e na bra Charles so ono de oni bona ha adwene ai ma Monaso Monaso sa fuso yes anyo mbibia na we answer His Excellency sika hine you see VIM lady everything Bernard will say so what fan say news and then also so Bernard Mona so sa no after obi si me so ti Kwame Keche no say good evening ma ya chi obra Nicholas Arthur ma me happy birthday nkoma nene me bra pani Nicholas Arthur so birthday abrantie we no say if you are gboche o say enwumre me enjoy mo pa me tie discussion na ekoso no good job and am ye ne mu nka che Bernard Mona so onye steady ewo ehonom your friends Patrick Eduhin no say if you that Bernard Mona na catches onye di he has failed PNC mo me gina hono nkasa bebre Asante Solomon say hey Mona ukasa e de enko a ochije no say diabolical Mona diabonko a no nimye Eric Kwame Duku no say afia why court be na omoso omokoro Ghana crowd de empa na ye kire ochije no say did he just move Ghana Nanado is the one trying after the so-called believers of probity and accountability to create something for Ghana, create, loot and share. And Bernard Mona and Croft for mobile when the Motianum accusation. Ochije no. Eric Kwame Duku Bernard Mona send a party ma power that. Eric Kwame Duku no say if you're the MPP man there no crowd there. As your on person bekasa then they catch Yabuabian some on fire. Na yentene kana ama Mona voice no kwa kosoro channel part of me no say Bernard Mona has sold his conscience to NDC ni Mahama for no kofio. Don't take him see anyemo ka nyina is motivated but no one interest. Peter Okai no say or say if you are even diverting the questions. Diverting which questions? Peter Okai say if you are diverting the questions from the people. Eric Dukumaka who asked me Ango Gabriel was a Ghana politicians they are to be mindful of the Ghanaian population more Ghanaian youths are getting out of the country because of bad governance and this bad governance when the nam so amudi too and kroma every akonwa so no we enti na ama youth no bebre abem ebu no adena mo yesa your friend saying or say Okayan baby or say after blowing hot air into the atmosphere over ID cards you still went ahead to register. Very disappointed in you. But why they now okay? Bernard Mona another maybe they now okay.
You need to be registered to vote. You need to be registered. Inti say me pese me to aba. Na man ko register because I disagree. Say the voting registration was not necessary. Now omoko throw Gina Mantura. How will I come and
vote? You were criticizing the registration.
Yes, I criticize it. But if the eventual thing is that we have to go and register, you want me to deny myself the right to vote or the right to contest elections? Abba, this ignorance there.
Or say instead of spending your time to build your own
party, I'm Bernard Mona.
OBC, instead of spending your time to rebuild your own party at it, you are campaigning for JMN NDC for this is not good for you.
No, I've never done so. I have always campaigned on the solid record of my party.
The one who ran the demonstration.
So when Nana Akufo-Addo was running the other demonstrations, he was building the other
demonstration was specific for
okay.
Really?
Okay, Bernard Mona and
no, there was no demonstration for
another message. Your friends, Mpon you say MPP for you came to lie to us and they need a ho. Emamo entra emamo emedada ye biem Kasgin I don't know how say Bernard Mona where you red beret into good job so where you red beret because first no the ekoso or ma say o channel kwana na ho studio hono and these are your comments from YouTube comments and I say Facebook ne high no we are not able to read the comments from Facebook into YouTube and ya kan ede amam no ko YouTube now so the one you know e fa ho no ma yembra final comment na fe yembie phone lines or my phone
I didn't know say me phone 9:30
9:30 but and say woni be obra na maji time na boss DJ crowd ho no ma person into final comment na yanko
near me can say I think that democracy is building na yenyina we have a part to play. My government nimbie na sumkese na ontie the critical dissenter AFIA the others quarters eba. Now it's not all the time and you just have to come because you think that these are coming from persons who criticize you inti mawontie. I say government intie bebre. Civil society organizations are criticizing. They have pointed out nyama enkoye ewo mainmo. Will the president listen and now he will allow 21 pages to be issued to counter the civil society organizations in self-praise? So oti ho na o yes self-praise. Say wo abo ejuma pa why you say. Na untie ni amanfo eka. You will suffer a collateral difficulty. And no, and na etimi ha or mind bebre. And I think that once we open up and want to listen, we accept criticism in fairness. Nyanka say, okay, this one we didn't think it this way because nyansa de enye nipa baako de. Ye nyina yetimi kyerɛkyerɛ ye nyansa, and once we do that, I'm sure that our democracy will sustain. Yebetimi ape juma ama nipa dodoa na omunni juma no, so that cross fertilizations of ideas no ebetimi abua or minor.
Okay. Honorable.
Yeah, politics would be.
Honorable, raise your voice.
Me mic in you. My voice among me.
Raise your voice. You are tired. Mumpe so I won't say he's clearing his voice.
Inti ya into to politics as. You bet me the politicians tell me that so politics win ya. Politics no efa candy.
Yeah.
Inti sa candy no anywhere o mining to mean tumpong. A candy no so aboa ama ne Ghana agini din se aha no ye stable. Politically stable no eboa ye sika. Yes obi betimi di ne sika abaha. Abeye adwuma. Abedua adwuma onim se adwuma na oba abedue no. Dede bi ebekoso bia no ensakira ene ma nkobone. Enti ebetimi adue adwuma ewa ha. Enti ye bye bye na ye di nkita ho ne ade no a. Si yetimi bye bye di nkita ho no kura no eyemfaso kese. Edisi eyem hihie. Enti asem bi ba ne obi e ka bia. Kasa no wosoro kura no a yentie ni ensem. What you say? The president bibisha president so no person o kan bia. Ya maninka. Say the civil society for no so bibisha omo so omo kan no. Ye mo omo nka. De enya ne se beka obi kasa boa ahye ne yem. Enu de basa apɛ na ye na eli kofa yare aba nti ye kasa yi no efe na kasa ne nyina achi no kokromotie ne bɛkyerɛ so nti kasa no wo mutie no ebesem wo musem nso a de aka wo mo hwedie ena wo de bɛyɛ adwuma nti se ne babi ti honom na se wo nko school na se wakɔ school a wo de bɛfa ne ho adwen se ne babi a wahwe ne school awie na yafa na adwuma mu a wo de bɛfa ne ho adwen so ho ne meche no na mfie na ya ebe wo matoa MPP so na na ekọ no odane ama MPP president
efie na yi
o de be mfie
yeah bro work in progress it's a serious work in progress
now economic intelligence unit say NDC for befa
yeah nyabre anka wo mo anka say NDC befa
wo mo say NDC ma je be wini
wo mo see 8 years om di omania to 8 years no ene yansu ye de asi ani so say za 8 years ye be boom
na mo ho a kire mo election
om san kan say jise John Mahama ni ho ena NDC fo atimi aba John Mahama yiso oje na jesu wo oje ai
na mo election
report no kan bi
na tie mo elections 2020 tro kan yi mo betimi de break the 8
kokobo
mo election tro kan yi amaluzu mu seat nya parliament
ye be page
eloka ho ana me so menka me party mu asemo ha menka say 2024 no PNC na edi kunim
ubehuja na wo kasa nwe
na mbedi ngu
da bi ye kasa PNC asemo ha ye be kasa amade ache ye because PNC bedi nkunim 2024 ba eku ya dabe na okọ ware ya wan kan kire me
na nya ha ntira
wa he
no ho anya Ghana ha asem
na wan kan kire me
nka mefro
me a me no ye sha
see me na ye politician
no
private
declare what access declare your access
oh no me my access are many there are many
ayo
obi anim say I have many assets
you have many wives
yes
na ba omi ye person e ko wa
no I don't know why people should hide those things
no I see on hide you
well I say people I didn't mention
him na why na okika ko
na me my assets are many
to ire no me say
me ntimi nkan
crap bonnet
ona we abobia so ire no me say
bako
officially there na unofficially so
bako
oba unofficially bako officially bako na chere say mi
Are you true equation where is simultaneous equation
unofficial bako official bako
simultaneous equation no official bako unofficial bako na mo man ya ka se nkope be tu maba o mi anka Samira ho at least it will help his campaign because Samira na mtechi man na bako so na mwale na bako so na makra So it's not bad.
Well, issue official statement.
Oh, I don't think that
we are creating the vacancy for him to also a ceremony.
You are creating the vacancy.
We are creating
but
the
work
vacancy
or pay baby atam. You are still creating vacancy
for him.
No, but you should have been availing yourself. Also work or pay baby atam. So don't create vacancy for him.
So I can't even be in that.
Who said so? Who said that cremo for no omo ware cremo for nkwa? They marry across. Yeah, my wives are not Christians.
They are not. Your wives are not Christians.
Yes.
About who are Christian? Mona, who are Christian?
Yes, I'm a Catholic.
But your wives are Muslim.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
But is that allowed?
By what?
Maybe by
don't forget that I come from a traditional home. And I'm an African.
It's a traditional.
Oh, that's about me. Also, you're here.
And I don't have any problem with that. I'm not talking about vice president here.
Okay, you're talking about
me can say there is no restriction apart from those who decide to go to court. Then the court can come and tell you that you are limited.
Honorable,
you are estopped from doing the things that we can do.
But it doesn't mean that you can't keep concubines like.
Oh no, he's telling you that like he has an official one. An official one.
You are the mathematician, professor of mathematics.
Allocate later.
But Mamina was saying, Bernard Mona, a political activist, say, because attempted a parliamentary seat to my farmer, no, and went to me and seat, but he will come again in 2024. And Honorable Yabuabia Samasu, a lawyer, new director of communications for MPP for Nanu Free Akonyaso Adenta as their member of parliament, senior politician, watch away Jumumpa, see MPP for better agenda, Emma Ghana for now. Your friend saying, ya born for Philip, or see a fact pa, and a Bernard Mona canona boy, that's baby. Mona, medasi baby. Was he Mona point now raising a fact? Abdulaziz Musa was saying, and I will reply him in a letter soon. Was he Mona? Nana do be 21-page statement. I reply very soon. I say, yeah, okay. Patrick, a fan, or say, but is better than NDC. PNC tikache Mona so njana sem krane de okanka ewo ehonum eno NS Kojo Nyameche osi only if you wanna be entertaining demonstrator general Kojo ose no si ba who is talking Mona pa ono a politics political party be okomu bi we some men say no say na Mona no da ho Ghana ha I shock o Stone Charles not Ghana pa so de ye honto ye homfa ye cross country na kodua basoa the third or say na Mona no hide if you so de otumi twetwe nkrofo ba o Kwame Keche no say for Kwame Keche so kasa Kwesi Asamoah Junior no say has Mona talked anything positive about Ghana na they be a negative dai bonko if you Jano cry Jano what Jano and na Mohammed Woods was say one of the facts the ala facts nko na oye Kwame Bigi no say asakwa we dey say ya forget Mona forget no cry da kurugu Abdul Kadir was say Afia that is a very fair statement pana Mona kano na bra Jagos was say Mona no nti ho munya na sem kra ma no and na was say Mona so no ye incompetent leading an incompetent party like PNC and nti no the party no ekode no say if you memu no why bra Jagos no say na election petition no kwabusa Mona say no hye Kwame Keche no so no person comment pa no wa na Facebook for crowd blocking no and na YouTube for crowd blocking because en Quebec can be a Mona pa de ye no ho no what I say na nacha NC no say na VIM Rastafarian enye Rastafarian dreadlocks issue no also comment on anything we nya Rastafarian issue Rastafarian no it's a consciousness of the heart it's not just a declaration now person just all your Rastafarian that is dreadlocks what I said there's a song so you don't have to be dreadlocks to be Rasta. A divine consciousness of the heart. And being a Rastafarian is consciousness of the heart. And young person, they are Rastafarians are omechomuti, but Rastafarians. And your consciousness of the heart. And young person, people are not understanding the concept. Imagine you almost said about who go trumpet and person and just say who you're Rastafarian. No, that's not the case. Kobusa that the boss go in 12 tribes of Israel for no more who a Rasta man is. Your consciousness or more principles or mudiso and yes o cham and akra de guess only perming cream crab body and no cham person what I say enti person no and yet Rastafarian then is a Druba 8 years ago these people came to politically defraud us and that's almost saying mama ya nyu ho cry teacher no Dr. Bawumia and Steven Mens Amsterdam was him if you keep the job or my kanyas as same in Ghana from poor massam inti ka why na mun come anim yadamasi bebre busafo yefa NC anum say create we jasu you medie Wednesday yebesa ba beto so Monday and a Wednesday bia another squad and ye de ba beto so about Ghana sem yeah magana for ye ni obi na kana say kete wese enye dudu rewra nye dede bebre ne ebe ye no and e chese ye kan asemo we and some we are portraying all the parties to you. Make your choice at the end of the day. It's not about noise making. And yet it's about value, content in a take your own decision. If I'm a VIM lady, if you're POKUAA, sound manager, any Eko Johansson, Frema Bankro, social media manager, or manage Bibia Koso, Eddie, MI and Sanso, and Odame, and a producer, BBS in Israel. So if I'm a VIM lady, if you're POKUAA, the year.
The nation is full of surprises. They seem that we still live in crisis.